And we back, y'all. And we back, y'all. And we back, y'all. And we back, y'all. Oh, hey, oh. And we back, y'all. Hey, man, we back, y'all. You already know who it is. It's your boy, Mars. About to do something live for y'all real quick. Y'all already know how we get down. 2.5. Hold on, guys. Because I can never do this the right way. And I've been doing this for weeks now. Here we go. Live and direct. Oh, hold on. Pause. Yeah, I know I struggle every week trying to get this right. Oh, man. I'm starting to live up on Instagram so I can record live. The cap on. Woo. Here we go, y'all. Alright, man. You already know what it is. It's your boy Mars. I'm in the building. If you're watching on Instagram Live, after listening to this on YouTube, got the fresh cap on. You know what I'm saying? Straight from Adore Zoo Boutique. Follow it on Instagram, Facebook. Check it out. Got some fire gear up there for you for the ladies, young man, and the kids. You feel me? Alright. We're just getting live. Whoa. Alright. So right now vice presidential debate going on right now. And as expected, Kamala Harris is wiping Pence out the water. That was expected, of course, if you didn't know. But yeah, so I mean, with that, we already knew Harris was gonna come and wipe the floor with him because she's an attorney. She's a attorney general for the state of California, so debate is easy for her. That's light work. And Pence, we haven't heard him talk as much. He's one of the quietest vice presidents probably in the history of America as far as media is concerned. He doesn't really talk too much. He stays in his lane, and he let Donald Trump do what he do. So I wasn't expecting that to go anywhere anyway. I know a lot of people probably was. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm not really that interested in that because I kind of already knew that was going to happen. It wasn't nothing really significant for her to do. She did what everybody expected her to do, and you know how that goes. Some people like it, some people don't, but I digress. Wait 1 second. Here we go. It's a clip right here. I'm about to give you a clip. 1 second. I gotta find the clip. If I look up the debate, I'll see it. But you know how this go. My boy Kev in the building. What's going on, Kev? See you, baby. Ooh. Vice presidential debate. All I gotta do is look up the tag. Here we go. Alright, sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, she grilling this boy. It ain't even worth mentioning it. I got you, Kev. Take your time, Playboy. Yeah, my boy Kev, he on another podcast right now. He got joints for days. He always out here working in the community. So I ain't even mad at him. Snap. What's going on, Leanne? The Liz Experience is in the building. If you're on YouTube and you want to go check out the Liz Experience on Instagram, she does videos as well. She had a vlog going on for a while, so go check her out, see what she doing. Yeah, you already know. This vice presidential debate is real. It's getting real hot out there. But like I said, we knew that was going to happen. We knew that she was going to come in and kill him. I wasn't really concerned about that. I was more worried about Biden just winning over people. That's really my main concern. I feel like if you didn't believe in Kamala Harris in the first place, then you need to watch the debate. You feel me? That's definitely necessary. Shout out to my brother hopping in. What's good, Larry? Or L. Sorry, no governments. I forgot. Tonight we got topics, you know what I'm saying? I try to stay away from topics, but as far as like relationship topics. Only because I just, that's what everybody do, but I figure I'll give it a spin for a few people, because I put out a little fillers out there, put out a few surveys to check out how people would basically feel about the topics on certain relationship aspects. It's only really 2 relationship topics. The third one is more of but just about the pandemic and everything that's going on with the pandemic. So basically, I'm gonna start off with the pandemic question or topic, because it makes more sense that way. I feel like everybody could vibe off the pandemic topic. So topic 1 is the pandemic. Do you feel like the pandemic has helped you in your lifestyle or your life since, let's say, March? So since you've been locked in the crib, have you or your homies or your family, have y'all grown? Do you feel like it's helped you in this situation, as far as having time at home? For most people, being at home, recuperating and resting a little bit more than they usually would. I'll talk about relationships suck. I'm not gonna say relationships suck. In the past, I would definitely say that relationships do suck in my past life. Now it's more like education. You educate yourself in these relationships. You find out who you are before you get in a relationship. You good. If you don't know who you are before you get into a relationship, then naturally, the downs are going to be way more down than usual. The ups are going to be way more up than usual. That's how I feel about that part. But back to the pandemic. So basically, during this whole pandemic, it's been a time of reflection for a lot of people, in my opinion. Like I said a couple of episodes ago, Billy Sorrells, who's a comedian, he coined the term, it's halftime. Like, like the Nas song is halftime. And I feel like the pandemic is halftime for a lot of people in their life. They needed to regroup, recuperate, rest, just reevaluate themselves and put certain things in perspective of where they want to be in their life or what they want to do in life. A lot of people started their own businesses at home. A lot of people found their faith. So for me, it's like, hey, do your thing. Whatever's helping you improve in life, keep doing it. A lot of people start doing therapy because they've been home. So it's like a different way to get out of the funk of being home all the time and being around your family. Some people can't take that. It is what it is. It's understandable. Let me think what else. That's pretty much it for the most part. A lot of people save money, A lot of people had more time with their families and they needed that. But that's how it go. So my brother L said it helped him because he saved money and he got a better chance to understand his kids and put a little strain on something. Naturally, of course, it will put a strain on. It's gonna put a strain on your mental for sure. Being home all the time, not really having no like outlet. For some people, they don't have an outlet, so naturally that would suck. But yeah, definitely some people save money if they working and they getting paid, or they got the unemployment benefits. That work too for you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my cousin that just hopped in. If you want to follow him on Instagram, it's Kazon, the artist. He a rapper. He dope. Word up. Shout out to Aaliyah for hopping in. It was good, Aaliyah. So yeah, man, it's just like, I feel like the pandemic has definitely helped a lot of people as far as emotionally and mentally grow. For others who have to sit down and deal with the hardships of life as far as like unemployment, not receiving their benefits and not being able to provide for their families, that sucks as well. If you have family members or anybody that needs help, there's food pantries out here. There's food pantries out here. There's different organizations that can help you out right now. If you can, give where you can, help where you can. That's the best advice I could give to anybody. If you got it and somebody else need help, just help them out. If you got time, Give them your time. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you can give. That's what this is right now. It's a reevaluation period. So don't get too down on the pandemic aspect of it. More get down with the simple fact that it's a time to better ourselves, especially if you're in America and you see what's going on as far as racism. Racism always been around, so let's not act like it's never been here, but it's more hyped as it's ever been, I think, because of media and because of people just acting dumb, like the whole Proud Boys thing and the KKK. Like those things have been around for decades. Like these are not organizations that just popped up out of nowhere. These are organizations that's been around forever. The cats in the Midwest on the farms been had guns. Like that's nothing new, but a lot of people trying to act like it's new because they didn't pay attention to it before. So it's like the horse with the blinders on. If I don't see it, I don't know it's there. If it's not, it's like it's out of my view, I don't pay attention to it. But once you take the blinders off, it's like, wow, I didn't even realize these people. Like, yeah, that's how Trump got elected, because he spoke to those people who feel like they've been disenfranchised and haven't been talked about or cared about in a long time. So understand that part too. Is like what we're dealing with now with social media and things of that nature. You gotta pay close attention, because the social media and news outlets like Google and all that, they're going to give you the scope of when you look for certain things. They're going to basically point you in the direction that they know that you want to be in. Like that's why they keep the data on you. Like, okay, so you are considered a liberal, you like black empowerment, you like different civil rights figures and things like that, and reading up on human rights and life, and Google will point you in that direction. And more than likely, when you ask a question about something that's simple, or you try to get a perspective from a Google search, like, hey, what did this article say about Obama? They'll point you in the direction of articles that praised Obama compared to articles that didn't praise Obama. And if you more of a Republican and you look up, American freedom and all this other stuff like that is geared towards your preference of Republican theory or thoughts, then you're going to get the other side of it. Like, oh, let me look up Obama's good qualities, and it'll come up with more bad qualities than good qualities. Same thing if you look up Trump. On one side, it's going to give you, if you want a negative side of Trump, they're going to give you the negative. If you want a positive side of Trump, it's going to give you the positive. And it's all through these apps like Instagram and YouTube. They're geared towards that, because if I look on my YouTube, you're going to see a bunch of podcasts that's geared towards what I like. If you go on another person's who's not in the same mind frame as me, they might give you a whole totally different perspective of what you see. But these apps control that. Facebook, Instagram, like I said, YouTube, they all have an algorithm, and the algorithm only gives you what they think you like. They don't give you what you want. They give you what they think you like, and what they might think you want, but not exactly what you want. You might want a broader perspective of knowledge of both sides, and they're not going to give you both sides. They're going to give you what they think you like. Like, okay, you like sneakers, you're a sneakerhead, you're going to see ads pop up on your phone for most likely, how to get sneakers, how to clean sneakers, how to sell sneakers, like things like that. Like I said, it's an algorithm, and mostly everything that we have in our phones and our computers, laptops, tablets, whatever technical device you use, it's an algorithm that works with the apps, and they collect the data, and that's how you get the timeline you get. That's why you notice if you go months and months without seeing a friend that you talk to a lot on a street, you'll be like, wow, I don't see this person on my feed like that. That's crazy. And then when you search them, they posted 2 hours ago, but you didn't see it, because it's only going to give you the same bit of people that you usually like their stuff or look on their page, and you'll see that change once you look that person up. That's explaining the algorithm portion. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that, so I'm just filling y'all in with that. It is what it is. We can't change the algorithm, of course. The best thing I could tell you is pay attention to the apps. You know what I'm saying? The apps you download on your kids' phones or your kids' tablets. Pay attention to what they're watching, and try to be a little cautious with giving them access to certain things, because you don't know what they'll be looking at, especially if they're older and they can understand and comprehend. So if you're in the 7-8ish range, you want to be very, very attentive to them and what they're doing in their phones or tablets, just so you know what they're looking at. This is my opinion. It's a healthy bit of advice for you if you didn't know. So that's why I feel like all that is encompassed in what's going on in learning through the pandemic. It's about change and understanding change and knowing that we might face adversity here and there. It is what it is. So, back pop. Sorry, y'all, back popped. Yeah, but you already know that. You already know what we're here for. Trying to get the people the knowledge that they need, and they need to consume, and looking out for the brighter side. Woo. Where we at with it? Alright, so topic two. I'm gonna give y'all topic 2, and I'm gonna share the knowledge with y'all real quick. So topic 2 for today, question: would you rather have the dream job or the dream spouse? Now, here we go with this. So the poll came out. This was the poll. If you can't see on Instagram, you can watch it on Instagram and check it out. But it's so it said, would you rather have your dream job or your perfect spouse? And 71% of the people voted for dream job, and 29% said dream spouse or perfect spouse. So wifey was the first one to answer. She said spouse. My bad. No, my bad. Okay, so Elton, Pastor Bird on here, he said spouse for me. Aaliyah said job. So why do y'all feel that way? Let's put that out there. I'm asking y'all, why y'all feel that way? So while y'all typing, I'm gonna read the response that I got. So wifey said, your spouse will come regardless, but at least you'll be happy overall. I had my dream job, but I've been down before, and I still have my dream spouse, and sometimes can't believe that I have a great blessing. So she chose spouse because regardless whether the job she had is good, she's overall happy with her spouse. Naturally. Let's see. Okay, that was one response. 2 response. Let me see. Somebody else said this. Where is that? Sorry, I'm just double checking a few of these. Alright, yep, so my view on it is I would take the dream spouse, having a perfect spouse, because job, career, it is dope to have your dream job or your dream career, but I feel like you'll be overall happy coming home to somebody that you could talk to. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care about the job as long as I can take care of my family. That's how I feel too. So yeah. Alright, young Elton said any job that is enough to take care of my wife, I'm down. Which is how I feel. As long as I'm working, I really don't really care, because once I go home, that's what I'm really worried about. Like, my happiness is always going to be outside of work. For me, that's me personally. Like, I don't really, like, yeah, a job can be stressful. Even if you love your job, at some point in time, it's still work. You know what I'm saying? People say it's not, but it really is. No matter what you do, like, things that I love is work. Like, so one of my dream jobs was, when I was younger, was I wanted to coach football or basketball. That's a job that's your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is before I had a kid and before I was with the mother of my child. So that was my dream job, because it's like, you know what I mean? I was around football my whole life, basketball. My father coached. I grew up around the sports, so it was just like easy for me to be like, oh, this is what I want to do. But at the same time, it's still a job, because at the end of the day, I'm spending majority of my time raising somebody else's kids or attending to grown men. You make it to the NFL, you attending to grown men. High school and college, you're grooming young boys into men. So either way, I'm working basically 24/7. There's no days off for that. My second dream job was to be like an engineer or producer for music and even TV, like, because I like to write. So that's like a full-time 24-hour job. You never know you're gonna get called in to do a shoot, long shoots, you know what I'm saying? So either way, I'm working, I'm extending myself, I get exhausted. But outside of work, when work is over, you go on vacation. If you got the perfect spouse or the perfect person that you have in mind that makes you happy, every day feels like vacation when you come from work. You got somebody you could chat with, somebody you could cook with, eat with, and just spend time with, and they understand you to that degree where they give you your space. Like, that beats the perfect job any day. You know what I'm saying? Because your job is not going to take up your 24/7, but your spouse will take up majority of your 24/7 when you see them and spend time with them. Because work ain't always work. You work 5 days a week, 4 days a week, whatever your schedule may be. You still go home at the end of the day. So if you got a perfect job, but you got a lousy spouse or significant other, you're going to be like, man, I'd rather just do this overtime instead of going home, or I'm going to just stay at this shoot longer than what I'm supposed to because I rather how it is. Aaliyah said, money make me happy, LOL, as long as I'm doing something I love. That's hey, I can respect that too. For some people, you know what I'm saying? Money makes you happy, and I ain't gonna knock it. That's real life. Money can make you happy. Money can a lot of people say it doesn't, but that's a lie, because you stress most of the time because you got bills. You know what I'm saying? If you getting the money that you need to be making to pay your bills and save money at that, you don't care about how much money you're making. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, you don't care about the love portion of it. You like, yo, I'm making my money, I'm happy with the money I'm making, I'm taking care of my family, so I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. I think that's another portion of it that gets construed too. Is like, if you have the dream job and you're making the money to pay your bills, you probably don't even care if you probably won't be worried about being married or anything like that, because you're focused on your career, or you're focused on, you know, spending time with the people that you care about. Some people have kids and they're not with the significant other or the father or mother of their child. So having a dream job would be better, because it's like, I already been through this portion of life of trying to be in a relationship with somebody and make it work, and it didn't work. So I'm going to focus more on my career. I get my career, I'm happy, I'm good where I'm at in that space. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking it at all. It's all opinionated. I'm not ever going to knock nobody for that. Do your thing. That's just my humble opinion of it. Do your thing. Let's see. So we're gonna move on to the next subject, because it just makes sense. Everybody focus right now. So, should the breadwinner be able to do whatever they want in a relationship except for cheating? I just say except for cheating because I think that's where everybody say that's a line crosser. So the topic number 2 would be, should the breadwinner be able to do whatever they want in a relationship? Now, let me go back to this right here. Get up in this thing. So the homie Shanti, I'm gonna show y'all what she said. So here we go. She said, absolutely not. That's disrespectful. Being the breadwinner does not make you of a higher status or the rule maker. If that's the case, you shouldn't be in a relationship. If making money gives you some sort of power complex, I understand that. Respect it. In a relationship, what's the best way I could put it? Most of the time, the male in the relationship usually tends to make more money, or even if it's, you know, lesbian relationship or gay relationship, whoever making the most money in a relationship usually acts like they have a power complex. Like, oh, I make all the money, you can't tell me nothing, you can't tell me what to do, because I pay this, I pay that, and I do this and I do that. You can't tell me what I can and can't do. Rule of thumb for me is, in any relationship I've ever been, is you do you and I do me, and not in a disrespectful way. I mean, when I say I do me and you do you, I mean, like, you know what you can and cannot do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not saying that I'm telling you that you can't do something, but you know what is disrespectful to me, and I know what is disrespectful to you. So as long as we have that understanding, the money part really don't even come into play with me. Like, it's just like, you know that cheating is your standard of that's crossing the line, then don't cheat and don't come at me for anything that you would think that I would do, because my line is the same. Cheating is my high point. If you cross me on that, then all right, whatever. I don't take disrespect kindly. So it's like, okay, you disrespected me, you cheated on me, or you disrespected me in saying something that I feel is offensive towards me, then I'm going to take that as cool. We don't need to be doing this no more, because the line of disrespect has been crossed and we not coming back from that. It's consistently happening. Peace out. Even if my girl was making more money than me, I still wouldn't feel like she could tell me what to do, because I would be like, if I'm making all the money, I wouldn't want you to tell me what to do. So at the end of the day, it should be an even playing field. We're grown, we adults. You know right from wrong. I know right from wrong. I know what you expect from me, and you know what I expect from you. So there should be no issues with us having that conversation. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, don't feel that way. They feel like if you make the most money, you should be able to do whatever you want to do and keep it moving. Like, you know what I mean? Let me see one more post here. My bad. My cousin Greg, little Greg, big Greg, however you want to call it. he keeps it real. So he says he's been on both sides of the situation. So for him, it's like a double-edged sword. So he's been the person that made the most money, and he's been the person that's making less money. And he said, either way, like basically the same rules are in effect. And I feel like it's a real topic, only because in this day and time that we live in now, a lot of people don't understand that. Let's say, how can I say this? All right. So nowadays, basically, women have a lot more space to make money than they used to. And a lot of females are making more money than males because they're going to college, getting their degrees, nursing programs, all that good stuff, which is power to you, sisters. Do your thing. So it's fellas out there that's not going to school. They trying to just get regular jobs, work their way up. So they feel like they need to, if I'm taking care of you through college or whatever the case may be, you can't ever disrespect me when you do get money, because I took care of you, and now you're able to take care of me, or you're able to help me more than what you used to because I helped you before. So that causes a power complex in a relationship sometimes. And some people, they able to talk it out, work it out. Some people aren't, unfortunately. On the other hand, in my opinion, I just feel like, as a whole, as long as you're talking about these situational obstacles, and you have clear, direct conversation, it's not like no in between. It's nothing in the weeds. It's just us talking, us doing our thing, respectfully, hearing each other out on whatever the case may be. As long as you communicate, I feel like nothing can really go wrong in that situation. It's when you're not communicating that stuff like this could cause an issue. Whoa, give me a second, y'all. Got a drink. Get that cotton mouth when you don't take that sip. Woo! Speaking of my cousin Greg right here, he just hopped in. What's good, Greg? He hopped in on the live. He looking. It's funny. I just read your response about should the breadwinner be able to do whatever they want in a relationship. But yeah, so like I said though, I think as long as there's communication going on in a relationship, everything should work smoothly. It shouldn't be a power complex. It has to be kind of like, as long as we have an understanding, as long as we have respect and an understanding through these conversations, there should be no issue of who has the most power, regardless of who has the most money. Just saying. Let me see here. Let's see if my cousin gonna hop in real quick. I'm gonna just see. Woo, Sneezing. So that's just me though. I try to keep everything to a degree with the. I try to keep everything, positive.
Hey, what's up?
What's good, cuz? We got my cousin Greg hopping in on this. Word, man.
I got
Same.
my head washed and shit, man.
I feel you. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I gotta wash my hair too, bro. My skin kind of it's wild up here, but that's why I always keep the cap on.
Nah, what's his face? Just Isha, she did my hair like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, all right.
So yeah, I'll show you real quick. I just put it on because my hair was wet. So when I lay down and stuff like that, but you see how my hair is and stuff like that. Because my homegirl, she used to twist it for me before COVID.
Word.
And then I ain't had nobody to twist it. So then my that's when Alicia told my mother told me Isha was back up.
Word.
And then I had Isha just fix it up, be twisted and stuff like that. So that's how my junk is right now.
I feel you. He out here I'm getting a whole lock tutorial because I ain't never have enough hair to grow locks. I just got this curly shit.
Did you do what Will be doing? Because Will, he'll grow his hair out like for afro, but he don't be liking like how like you got that ugly face.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing with that shit. So he was like fuck it, he just cut it.
Yeah.
So, believe it or not, the other trick that I use, I had an ass curl in my hair, bro. Believe it or not, I let that junk grow out, and then I just started doing like twisting my hair and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. Listen. I ain't built for it. As soon as I see it, it's only like this because my barber, he keep flaking on me. He keep twisting my arm with the bullshit. But
Damn.
I'm gonna catch this nigga. I told him I'm gonna catch him every other week because they shop be closed on Sunday. So it's like, damn, can't get to you on Sunday when I'm off. And then in the middle of the week, he be having too many heads, and so I'm like, all right, I just gotta call him and set up an appointment type thing. It's mad annoying.
Yeah, that's how my barber is. The same thing you talking about. My barber, I was mad because my baby mother and my aunt, they kind of messed me up because I was trying to go like to get a shape up, but they wasn't communicating right. So I wound up like missing the whole shape up, bro. I was like, dang,
bro.
Like that, I was sick, bro. I was sick because he like the because he's like the man at the barber shop.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with that. You don't want to mess that up.
Yeah.
The nigga with the best blades get the first dibs. I ain't beat.
Yeah.
I ain't about to be wilding out here with no wild cut. That's this pandemic life though. This pandemic life got us like this. Got us out here shooting blanks.
Yeah. Right. So what did I miss, man? I was trying to make sure I got on here when you was posting regular. But man. I didn't see it until like now. Did you just post it up like now, or you was on here for like a good minute?
I've been up here for like 33 minutes. Well, yeah, 33 minutes now.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah, it really didn't. Cause I put you on one of my things, like alerts or whatever like that. I don't know why it didn't pop up like that on here. Cause I know like when you drop it on YouTube, like you drop it on YouTube, it'll come up like crisp. It'll come out fast, but on here, I don't know why.
Yeah, you know how that. I was just talking about that earlier. I was talking about the algorithm. How the algorithm, like, it really. I started that off with the podcast. The algorithm for all these apps, they only tune you to what you want more so than what you really, you know what I mean, supposed to be doing. So that's why everybody be like, yo, I didn't even see your notification. What time you went on? I be like, yo, 10 o'clock. Just check it out. Just look me up because I be up. But it ain't gonna do it because everybody, you know what I mean. You know how that go. Politics.
Well, next time, what I say to do is, because I know some people do, just try to send a message if you can a little bit, because that kind of helps to like a few people. So like me, if I can get on or whatever, to watch whatever like that, I'll do it like in a heartbeat. So because I like I said, I love listening to your podcast. So.
Word, son. That's what I'm saying. I tell everybody all the time, you my number one supporter, bro. Like. Everybody be like, yo, like, why you always shout your cousin out on every podcast? I'm like, bro, he be the main person listening. Like, he be giving me feedback. Everybody else be just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna holler at you, or besides my homie Don, it's you and Don. Don listen. He'll call me and be like, yo, like, let me tell you, yo, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. Yo, I'm gonna be on with you. Do it at this time so I can get on with you, or yo, I'm gonna come check you out. So it's all love. I mean, I appreciate it. That's how I always feel. That's always like that.
Because I remember the other time I was listening to, like, you was having a couple of conversations with other people, and And I was like, damn, I want to add my own 2 cents to this motherfucker so bad. Like, I was hyped. I was like, oh my God. I forgot, like, the stuff y'all was talking about, but it was, like, interesting, like, the back and forth dynamics. But I was like, some of that stuff, I'm like, nah, they just missing out of it because it's just, how they, like, it's their own perspective or whatever like that. So I just wanted to bring in my own.
That's what I'm saying.
So, what topic was on you hitting on?
So I already hit on all three. I hit on all three, but I'm gonna run it back to you because I want to see your opinion. I don't want everybody just hear me. That's how I try to do it. That's why I said it's an open door policy for me. That's why you was like earlier when you was like, yo, let's practice. I'm like, nah, bro, it's no practice. You know me, I run right through it. I like it raw. So
some people, because some people, they be getting offended by like the stuff I be saying, and like to me, I'm not saying it to be offensive. I'm just telling you like stuff that I see, or like if I can like some kind of big facts, and I just put it out there.
Exactly.
That's how some people they can't handle that shit, and then you be like, like I wasn't even here to like I was just trying to have a conversation, bro. I wasn't even here to
that's
with you. Now you turned into a whole beef.
That's what but that's how I get down, bro. I like it real and raw. Like I'm not gonna tell nobody be like, oh, don't say this, don't say that. Like nah, bro, because at the end of the day, my motto is you say what you feel. Because they gonna feel what you say regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be nice and try to be all like, critique what you're saying and be respectful, and somebody's still gonna get offended by it. So I might as well just be raw and gritty and keep it real with you, and then you take it for what it's worth. At least I could say that I said what I wanted to say and not, I ain't write it down like I.
Real, not sugarcoated.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it at all. This Kool-Aid, bro. This is all Kool-Aid. You getting all this Kool-Aid. Ain't nothing extra to it. So. The first question that I want to give you is the scenario of: would you rather have your dream job or your perfect spouse? What's your opinion on that?
Perfect spouse, like perfect spouse, because let me tell you the thing about the job, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have people out here, they got their dream jobs, but they don't have a significant other to spend it with.
Exactly.
And then that's why they be having like that lonely, feeling in their heart and stuff like that. They like, damn, I got everything I want, but why I don't feel like complete or feel like anybody like really like people get me in certain aspects, but they don't get me as a whole.
Exactly.
And you usually, if you got that right woman in your life, you'll have like all of that just fill out and stuff like that. And I feel like you can still get it with a woman, but with the job, you might not get a woman like that.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel you. I said the same thing. That's what I was explaining to the people earlier. Like, my homegirl said that she would take the money because, in her opinion, money make her happy. Which money do make you happy. I ain't gonna knock nobody that ever feel that way. Because at the end of the day, some people got bills and they feel like, hey, the money compensate for the bills and I got money to save, so I'm happy. And some people feel like, hey, the money gonna come eventually, but I'm happy with my spouse, so that's all that matters. That's how I feel. It's like, hey, I can only spend so much time at work and be happy. It's still gonna be work at the end of the day. No matter how much I love it, it's gonna be some type of component of me working. Even if I'm working for myself, I still have to overextend myself. Whereas when I'm home and I'm with my significant other, I'm good because it's just me and her doing what we do. That's my happiness coming into play.
Cause I feel the same way, bro. Cause that's how I am. I'm like, matter of fact, that's what makes me go to work. Like, even though you know how like we all deal with bullshit at work or whatever, but that helps me like push through it. Cause I'm like, all right, my when I go home, I get to see the smile, and my family are gonna ask me like how I'm doing and stuff like that. That keep me a little bit more stable, motivated. Even though after, cause you know how that you could be at work just pushing yourself, dogging yourself, and you just be like damn tired, and damn well like if it was you probably be like, yeah, I'll just tap the fuck out and just leave this alone. But since you got that family behind you, it make you want to push a little bit through it and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So I know with your situation, your girl be holding you down, so it help you to when you need to relax and get your batteries recharged, you be feeling good again afterwards and stuff. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all it is. That's why I was like, I can understand both sides of the spectrum. Like, there's some people that just they need that bread come first, and then I know it's people that's like having a significant other is their goal because they have their peace. They found their peace with somebody.
Yeah.
The second part.
The other thing I wanted to say about the women, I noticed like more so like our generation and stuff like that. They like with the dudes, we're still like like we're more still traditional,
Mm-hmm.
but like the women are a little bit like they're more different. Like they more like self. So it's rare for you to really get like to get a woman that's willing to like be with a dude and like hold you down and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So I'm not saying they're not out there, but it's just it's not as many as you. So you got to really search and put in that work for it, which is
word up.
it's
That's
easier
another
said than done nowadays.
that's another part of it that I put in too. I was like, women in our generation, the millennial generation, from I would say like 21 to like 38, 39. They grew up different. They grew up more in the mindset of like, get yours, and you'll find your due when you find them. That's some of them, not all. Some. It's a large majority that's like, I need my bread first, and that's like I said, it's all respect. I don't have no ill will towards them. That's what you do. That's what you do, man. You know what I mean? Get your money, be fly, be whatever, shorty. Long as you happy. Wifey commented and said, you can have both. It's just you being humble. Are you going to be humble for the dream job the same way you'll be humble for your perfect spouse? Exactly. Same preference, definitely.
Facts. And that's the problem. Yeah, that's
a lot of people not willing to be humble either way. Like,
yeah, because I noticed like more of us dudes, we be more like humble and forgiving about certain stuff, but like when if that junk do not line up,
yeah, it's a wrap.
That's it, bro. Yeah. I mean, you like if you have a chick that like when you make little mistakes and she forgive you over stuff like that, like you might want to put a ring on that.
Word.
You might want to do something like that because that's a rare trait, bro. That's a rare trait.
Most definitely. So the next question I had that I went over, but I like to hear everybody's perspective on this. It's because I already told them what you told me in the DM about should the breadwinner be able to do whatever in the relationship besides cheat, as far as like I know you said you've been in both situations before. It was a little tricky. I already told my perspective of it was basically like, hey, it shouldn't be no power structure in a relationship. It should be respect and understanding on both ends. Like, it doesn't matter who makes the most money. It's about respect at the end of the day. Like, if I respect you and I know what ticks you off or may piss you off or pet peeve, whatever, that money shouldn't even be involved in the situation, because it's not about what I want to do when I want to do it. It's more about just respecting you. Like, if my shorty tell me, hey, I just need you to communicate when you're going to come and go, regardless of if I make all the money, pay all the bills, you right, I still should be telling you, yo, I'm about to dip, I'm about to go do this, that, and the third, and I'll be back later. So the fact that it's a respect and understanding, there's no need for me to be disrespectful to her just because I make more money than her, you know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. It should just be that respect regardless of the money aspect and the power that goes along with having the money and being the breadwinner. So how you feel about that?
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like, I just noticed like how how like men and women, like how we operate now. Because we operate like very different. Like it's not the same, and that's why dudes be they be playing the trick back. They be falling for the all the traps and stuff like that. Because in school we was taught one way, but if you ain't have like a father figure or like a uncle, somebody that's used to dealing with relationships, to really let you know the dynamics, you get caught out there.
Exactly.
And then you got to learn the hard way, bro. And it's not fun. That one is not fun for me.
I feel you.
But no, I really feel like whoever's the bread maker, how it should really be is that y'all should both have. You have your own account, she have her own account, you have account, y'all together. So anytime y'all want to do anything, that middle account, that's the account that y'all use instead of it coming out. So when you want to get something personal, you like, nah, I'm trying to get this. You ain't got to worry about like, your girl screaming at you or you screaming at her. Like, why not? It's like, well, I had the money and stuff like that. I want to do what I want to do with my money. So that's one of the biggest things that crush a relationship. Like, people do not understand, because like whoever be making the money or whatever, they just be, because they have a little bit extra more to do what they want to do.
Right.
So they just be doing whatever they want to do, and the other person get tight and feel some type of way.
Exactly.
And then that's how you had that the tension. Y'all break up or go through whatever drama y'all go through.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why. That's definitely a dope idea, though. Definitely like the joint account joint. That definitely makes sense. I think that would alleviate a lot of issues with people because it's like I think that's another thing too is jealousy in relationships. It's like whoever's getting the bread or doing what they do best. It's always like, oh well, you going shopping for you. What about me? Type of thing. And it's like, well, you know what I mean. Like you got your money in your account. The joint account is for the bills. You should have a little bit of money in your account to do whatever you want to do too. Yeah. So that definitely worked. That definitely probably put a lot of people in good space with their significant other, because you know what I'm saying. I think that is a major thing. It's just like the hating in a relationship. Like I know dudes in relationships that be hating on their girl. Like, man, you know what I mean? She be out here spending all this bread and stuff. Like we ain't got bills. And it's like, all right, bro, maybe her bills is paid, and you know what I mean. If y'all got separate bills, you can't knock her for paying her bills, and so vice versa. If it's a dude and it's like his shorty saying like, oh, he always spend all this money on what he want. Hey, if y'all got separate accounts, y'all bills ain't in the same household, you can't be mad at him for spending his money because he's paying his bills just like you pay your bills. The little extra he got over, he could spend, and if you can't right now, you can't. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Cause I keep it 100. Cause with my baby, how like our relationship was at first, I was like the main one making the bread or whatever, because she was going to school. And I remember like I had a conversation with her, and I told her, because I was on that new wave stuff. I was just like, you know what, give it a try, why not? I was like, hey, look, while you go, I'm like, look, I'm telling you right now, if you go to school, whatever, that means I'm gonna have to work and do this little extra stuff until you're done. But when you're done, you gonna kind of be like, no, I told her you're gonna be the bread maker.
Yeah,
you're gonna be the bread maker. So more the finances is going to like really come on you. So you're gonna have to really hold the stuff down until I can catch up,
right?
Or whatever like that. And she was like, all right. So that's what she did. She went to school and stuff like that. I was just working the jobs, doing overtime and stuff like that.
Right.
And then when I got out, so at first like everything with that situation was it was kind of good, but then I had an issue with because it was like you said, she would have like the money or whatever like that, but she would like instead of saving it, she would always like spend it on something. I'm like, yo, why you know, like we trying to do other stuff, like you need to save up. And she's like, no, I want to do what I want to do. And I'm like, oh man, that's why I was like, I feel people when they say that's why I was like, you kind of need to
bounce it out.
You know, to bounce it out. So I don't feel like the other person is just, because you're like, well, damn, if I ain't make that sacrifice, you wouldn't be in that position.
Exactly.
Whatever, like that, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I know where you're going with
like
it.
You said,
I ain't mad at that, definitely. So hold that real quick. So wifey said, let me see what she said. She commented what we saw. She said, money is the root of all evil. It should be a understanding and communication. And if y'all serious about it, set goals. If you can't set goals together, then the relationship isn't real. You should set goals together and try to achieve them. That makes sense, of course. Definitely.
I agree and I disagree with her. Like, I like the positive vibe she on.
Yeah, definitely.
It was definitely yeah. But the only thing is, see, this is a problem with in the black community. They keep saying like the money is evil. Money is just a tool.
Yeah.
Now, what you do with that tool is entirely up. It's entirely up to you. That's like your cell phone.
Right.
You can use it to make something. Money. You can build yourself up off it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you can spend all day sitting there slandering people all day. It'll be like, this company ain't shit. This person ain't shit. All that. So
right.
that's I'm like, I don't really feel that. Money, money is a tool of. Money is the root of all evil.
Word.
Now, do a lot of wicked stuff come with it? Yeah, but I don't really feel like it's the.
I think the intentions of the people with the money is more wicked than the people in general, because at the end of the day, if you're a person of standards or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, money doesn't move you. You know what I'm saying? You move you. Like if you centered and you one with yourself, money is just money. And a lot of people are like, oh, you fronting or you flaunting for that. That's not true, because I've been around situations where it was like, oh yeah, you can have this right now, bro. Like we about to bust this down, and I'm like, nah, because I know if I do that, I got to do a whole bunch of other stuff after this. Like it's not going to just be this one time thing and we cash out and it's all good. It's like this is gonna lead to worse as we go. But if it's like, oh, my boy, like, yo, I got Google stock, you want to invest in with me, it's only $80 per share or whatever. You got $400. Boom, here, $400. Now that $400 turned into 12. $1,200 turned into 10,000. That's not evil to me. You playing the game to get where you want to go. It's just, I think the money is, like you said, it's a tool, and it's also who has the tool when it comes to the money determines whether it's evil or not. Because if I have a whole toolbox, you know what I mean, basically a whole bag of money, and I'm like, yo, come with me and you straight, and I don't explain nothing to you, know what I mean, you should already know something is up. But if I'm showing you a plan, like, yo, look, if we invest this money in this and this and this, bro, look what we could get. And then at the end of the day, or down the line, the money comes, it's like, wow, we invested, and this is what we got out of investing our time and money into this situation to get more money. Like, I feel you on the, like you said, the tool. Money is a tool. Hold on, let me see. All right, so wifey just said, you right, but when we leave here, none of it comes with us. It's materialistic, just like you said, the cell phones with the social media slander. It does not come with us once we leave this earth. I feel you on that. That's true.
That's true. I don't care which bro. Nah, she 100. That's true.
Yeah, it's definitely money is materialistic.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a tool, because I'm like, yeah, you use it to get to places you want to be, stuff that you need or whatever like that.
But you can't take none of it with you.
Yeah, so it's like you gotta enjoy it. That's why I be looking at people when they be working themselves to like death, and it's like, wow, you got all this money, but what did you ever do with it?
Exactly.
A bunch of stuff you couldn't even enjoy, and it's crazy, bro. It's like you can't even enjoy it.
I never forget. This is in the good Kanye days. On his, I think it was his third album, when they was doing the skits about the dude that his father was like, it was like basically on the skits on that album, the father was like a super duper scholar, like he was like, had a doctorate, had all that stuff.
I'm just letting you know.
Huh?
No, I'm just pouring some water real quick.
Oh no, you good.
I'm parched. Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, that's how you see me with the two cups, the two different cups, because you gotta keep yourself, when you're talking for a whole hour, you gotta keep yourself, thoroughly parched. Get your vitals up. So in the skits though, the dude, the father, had died, but before that, it was the previous skits where it was like him telling his son, like, yo, you gotta get these degrees. That's what's most important. Get these degrees. Get these degrees. These degrees gonna get you where you need to go.
Yeah, you're right.
And when his father died, he was at the funeral and talking to the dude, and one of his boys is like, yo, man, yeah, man, what did your father leave you? He's like, he left me his degrees. He's like, what you gonna do with them? He's like, it's nothing really I could do with them. They just pieces of paper. And it was like, it was more to that than just what people thought. People thought like, oh, his father went to school and all that, but no, it's encompassed all the things like materialism makes you believe. Capitalism makes you believe that, having a bunch of degrees, having a bunch of cars, having a bunch of houses, having a bunch of money is gonna give you this like full grace of life and understanding. And sometimes it don't. Like when you leave, you die, none of that comes with you. Like, yeah, your kids get to have it, but for how long? You know what I'm saying? If you didn't prepare them properly for these things, you got to know that they could fail. Like, say if you spend all your time at work and you never spent time with your kids, and you built up an empire, but your kids don't know nothing about running your empire because you sent them to boarding school, then they went to college, and they don't really know you. You know what I'm saying? So everything they learned was about something totally different from what your business is and your business acumen is and all that. Like, whatever you set up previously and how your business plan worked out for you, they learned the total opposite of that, and they like, hey, we don't want to do that business, so we're going to sell Pop's business as soon as he die. You know what I mean? So you did all that for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You built up this whole empire. Yeah, your kids got the money, but they don't have nothing else from you. You know what I'm saying? They don't have you, and they don't have none of your lessons.
It's weird, because I feel like you can leave, like a house maybe. I feel like you might be able to leave with the kids, but the whole business aspect, like you said, that's kind of tricky because we're all born different. So like they might not have that same desire to do exactly what you was doing.
Exactly.
They passion might be in something else. So that's why it's like you said, you can't bring that stuff with you, and you don't really you don't really know if your kid's gonna really take over. Because I mean, if they do take it over, it's cool, and they don't understand if they can really work on it, then they're gonna be good, and they're gonna build for the next person, whatever like that. Because you gotta constantly build. but like how they teach everybody is like you need to get everything now, gratified now, quick.
Exactly.
Quick. No, no journey. Just like push through everything.
It's right now. I think I'm gonna say since probably like the early 2000s, 2011, around that time. I feel like everybody's been pushed into this culture of you gotta have it now. Like the quickest satisfaction is the best satisfaction, and it's like it's not working because at the end of the day you burn yourself out. You know what I'm saying? Like 15 minutes of fame. Like I remember the kid. I mean, it's always been one hit wonders in music, so music is kind of like a bad example.
Fact.
But it's still an example because it's the most easy accessible thing. Like you can make a song and blow up in 2 years and then be gone in a matter of a few months. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember when the dude JB Block Boy came out and he had the song with Drake, the Look Alive song. He had that one song and it's like he disappeared. Like
damn.
Like where have you been, bro? Like I only heard one song from you banging on the radio, and I feel like that's the same way it is now with the social media thing. It's like you could blow up from a post or a meme and all this other stuff, but eventually it dies down. And if you don't have anything to go back with that, or you don't have nothing that is as supported as that one previous post or moment, you know, you out again, and now you searching and scratching to get that back. Like what is that going to do for you? You know what I'm saying?
Facts. No, facts.
Hold on real quick. Wifey said, no matter how much us as black Americans achieve, we will still be looked at as the lower class and non-privileged. Many of us have degrees, masters, bachelors, and still can't get jobs that we want or wanted. That's true too. That's definitely true.
Because I'm happy she brought that up because that was an argument I had with a couple of people because they kept trying to tell me like, oh, you need to go to school, this and that. And I'm like, no, because you know how many people in our family graduated and stuff, and there's only like a handful of them actually like,
doing what they love.
For. Yeah, they in that field. I'm like, the rest of them, they doing some other stuff. Like this person have a a master's in this, but they doing something completely different. Right. You know, like a whole different field.
Nothing to do with what they went to school for.
Yeah, I'm like, and then me, I was just never a school person because I got jerked over a lot. So when I was in high school, I was just more so like, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to just get out. Like I don't care. Like I'm done. So me, I actually went to a Voltech school. I went for I was trying to go for cooking and automobiles. Like I wanted to learn how to like build cars and stuff.
Yeah.
So what wound up happening, they wound up putting me in information, which is basically building houses and construction and stuff like that.
Right.
But the problem was with that class, I didn't mind it. Right. I actually didn't mind it. It was okay. But I had it scared. So one day I was breathing and all that stuff, and it took effect. Bro, my right lung closed up on me. Almost died, bro. Was just breathing out the left lung, scared out of my mind. In the bed, told my parents, they like, we gonna call the, they was like, you wanna drive it? And I was like, nah, I'm gonna take the ambulance. I get there, they like, yeah, your right lung not pumping the air, we gonna give you something. And then it was fine after that, but they told me, they was like, yeah, you was breathing in too much of that stuff, and it locked your lungs up. And I thank God, I didn't have any any permanent damage. Cause they said usually what happened is, they have to chop it off or something.
Yeah, you usually have to get they usually have to take that lung out of there. Like, hey man, it's not coming back.
Yeah.
That was the grace of God though. That's the grace of God, for real. That's what I'm saying. I be telling people all the time. Hold up, because wifey said, they look at what we have and say it's not enough when it's the same as white people. Everything we get to the finish line, they push us back. Yeah, no, that's definitely understandable though. Like as a people in a whole, like no matter what we do, it's kind of always been pushed back. It's always been like, oh, it's not enough, it's not this, it's not that. And to me, it's like, hey, we know we gotta work harder. We know we never gonna get the fair share of anything. And I feel like part of it is more like us not coming together as a whole, because it's so much encompassed of problems amongst black people. Like you got black men versus black women, you got black gays versus black straights, you got black gay men versus black straight men. It's too much negative conceptions and theories for us to come together and be like, all right, look, we are black people, it is what it is, we have our differences, let's focus on,
Come together.
yeah, let's come together and focus on the goals at hand, and then we can start to talk about the other stuff after we get to where we need to go. It's never going to be like that because, like you said, the tools that we have help us pit each other against one another. You feel me? That's how I just feel.
It was designed like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Other podcasts I listened to and stuff like that, and they were having discussions about it. And it was also one of my coworkers. He had put me on. I forget what this lady name was, but she was basically talking about like how like racism like got started, and she would tell you it from like T for T, like like documentation, so you could like look the thing up. And I was like, well, damn. I said, no wonder we've been like that at each other's throats,
exactly.
And we can't really get together, or whatever like that.
Hold up. This live going to end because it's only an hour. They only give me an hour, so I'm gonna pause it real quick, and then we gonna get back on. All right.
Okay, that's cool.
Go pay some bills. Yeah, man, we back in this thing. Back in the live space. Instagram gotta stop giving me an hour. I need more than an hour on Instagram Live. Come on now. Wifey back. Don is back up in this thing. Don Nito was good. It's crazy out here. Man. Yeah, Instagram, you gotta give me more than an hour, Instagram. If y'all watching this, reviewing my videos, y'all gotta give me more than an hour. We be talking, we be in the midst of good conversation, and y'all just be knocking us all the way out. I need that love. We're more than an hour. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna let my brother L come on real quick. Don, if you got time, you can stay in here, man. Stay in here with me. I don't know who, give me 1 second, y'all. It's crazy out here, man. I need this more than an hour. I'm upset. Hey, Greg, I'm gonna let Larry come in first. See what L say. Yo. What's good, man? My brother L is in the building, y'all. What's going on, black man?
You ain't gotta call me L, but you be saying my name like Larry. Like that's my whole government, bro. But
nigga, that's your first name. I'm not giving out my whole last name on here. I'm just saying Larry.
But yo, I'm listening. You know what I mean? First and foremost, I want to take my hat off to you. You know what I mean? For what you do. You know what I mean? As far as being a pops, as far as being a brother, as far as being a human being, especially what you're doing on this podcast.
Appreciate you.
But, you know what I mean? I just want to chime in on some things that that you was talking about.
All right, go ahead. Wifey said hi, cause she throwing it up in the chat. But go ahead.
Sis, what's good? How you? But
speak your piece, my brother.
I want to holler about the relationship type situation. Now, man, like you said, every relationship is different.
So hold up.
Every relationship.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you rock. Go ahead. You go ahead.
And first.
Go ahead, start over because it kind of went out for a second. Go ahead.
Oh, I said, where every relationship is different.
Where?
Every relationship comes with ups and downs. Every relationship comes with happiness. And sometimes it goes left. You know what I mean? And, just because the people that view you know who we are.
Exactly.
I had situations in my marriage. Now I'm married,
Right.
It's not, we girlfriend and boyfriend, if I leave today, screw her, forget that. At the end of the day, as men, in my book, and everything that I learned over the past years, and just seeing our parents grow and seeing things as you get older, sometimes we got to take consideration of things that's our fault.
Word.
Like, yo, that was on me. You know what I mean? Or I should have explained this a little better.
Most
you know
definitely.
What I mean? And then don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? The female, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and take sides, and I'm not going to point the finger at them the whole time. But they got to take their situation and be like, you know what, I was wrong. And there's a lot of issues with that when it comes to black marriage or black people. And just as us, you can't take responsibility for your actions or your situation.
Exactly.
I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general, like we.
Oh no. We all encompassed in this argument. Ain't none of us perfect. If anybody get offended by that, that's on them. This is what it is. It's
So
facts.
that's what I'm saying with any relationship. Like if it's ups and downs, you know what I mean. It's sometimes like the whole yelling situation don't get us nowhere.
Nope.
It just get us mad and walk off, and ain't nothing resolved.
Exactly.
And then the resolution to that is, oh, ain't nobody said nothing about it for a couple of days, so I guess it's over.
Mm-hmm.
But whoever was really mad about it is still like, oh, we ain't gonna talk about it.
Exactly.
It need to be said. It need to be talked about. So a lot of times you got to sit down and be like, all right, look, we're yelling right now. I'm gonna give you a minute to calm down. I'm gonna calm down.
All right. So
Come back to the situation. Sit down and be like, look, on your part.
right.
You know what I mean, and
So
whatever on the next person's part.
all right. Hold up. So wifey commented says not always the male and female. Sometimes it's pride. So I mean, on both sides, it's pride is what I think she was trying to say. And
Right.
Greg said you on point, cuzzo. So yeah, like I feel you. Like I said, like I always say, you know, one time for the one time. Just the one time for the one time segment. Put it like this: you could say what you want, you could do what you want, but you got to be responsible for everything you say and everything you do, regardless. So in a relationship, you are responsible for what you say and do. When you know, for every cause there's an effect. For every action there's a reaction. You know what pisses me off. I know what pisses you off. I know what lines not to cross, and you know what lines not to cross. If that's an understanding from that point on, if we know all those scenarios, it should be much easier for us to transition. Regardless of how you grew up, regardless of how I grew up, we are in a relationship now. What are we doing to help each other now should be the thing. Not what you went through in the past, not what I went through in the past, not how you was raised, not how I was raised. I mean, these things are going to happen. Of course, you're going to have blips on the radar. You're going to have bombs explode out of nowhere once in a while. But it shouldn't be consistent. It should be more like, hey, we're going through something because we are not communicating right now. We need to communicate that both of us are not on the same page. And if all those things are missing, you know, you're going to consistently have the same issues you have. And I understand people going to say, oh, well, you know, females, we be going through things and y'all don't understand, like, as far as the male perspective. Like, well, if you don't tell me how I'm going to understand, and if you only talking and you're not letting me express myself, what you expect to happen? It has to be a level of understanding.
The whole thing when it's talking to a female, and again, it's just like that. All right, y'all go through things, cool. If you don't sit down and explain to me what you're going through,
can't help you.
I have no clue what you're going through.
Exactly.
I have no idea. I understand, okay, you might be upset about one or two things that has nothing to do with us.
Exactly.
Let me know. Don't let me walk in the door to a hurricane and I ain't even prepared for a shower.
Exactly. It's not prepared. So hold up. Wifey said, Wifey said communication is key, and if you can't communicate, there will never be an understanding. That goes for men and women. Exactly.
That's true, but it's a slant to that.
What's the slant?
Because, and I'm gonna just say on my behalf, like I'm the type of dude, like I'm not expressing my emotions. Like I don't get in my feelings. Like when it comes to my wife, like I'm not telling you, oh, I'm sad because of this, and I'm not. If I'm hurting, if I'm depressed, or I feel sad, I'm not telling you that.
Word.
Because I feel like you got the upper hand if I say that, and I could be wrong.
So. All right,
but
so
married to who I'm married to.
So real nigga moment, real nigga moment, and for the people who don't understand what a real nigga moment is, it doesn't mean ignorant. It's just a real perspective. Me and my brother, this is my blood brother, same mother, same father. We have that issue. We don't express emotions not because we don't want to seem weak. It's just because I don't want you to think for 1 second that you're gonna bitch me. You're not gonna bitch me. That's what you're not gonna do. Like if I'm sad, I'll tell you after I pass the sadness that I'm sad. If I'm mad, I'm not gonna tell you I'm mad because you're not gonna get me. Because all I'm thinking in my head is you're gonna try to get me because I'm down right now. You're gonna kick me while I'm down. You're not gonna help me. And no, we didn't grow up that way. Our parents definitely, they argued, they fought, but they talked after the situation, or they talked before the situation. They did what they had to do to get to the next moment.
And they always made, after they figured the situation out, they always made it, for them, in my eyes, they always made it comical. Yeah,
and that's another thing. It was always comical. Regardless of how bad the argument was, I mean, like, nobody ain't never get killed or nothing like that. Like, our mother and father never tried to kill each other to that degree. I mean, they had their moments where they probably was like, I might kill you, my nigga. But that's any relationship. But, it's like,
that's something that we as grown men, I can admit that I'm trying to grow from now, and I process my emotion, but I probably won't speak on it because I don't feel like it needs to be spoken on because I processed it already. If you want me to, if like the way my girlfriend, my fiance is set up, she wants to know what's going on with me. She's like, she don't want to use it against me. But in the same token, I tell her all the time, let me process it, and once I process it, we could talk about it. Because I don't want to talk about it in the midst of processing it because I don't feel like you're going to get the full extension of what I'm trying to say. You're only going to get the high point. First. Yeah.
Right. I'm 100% behind you with that because it's times, like I said, where I go through things with my wife, and it's like, oh, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. I'm good.
Yeah.
And it's just, as everything, I'm still doing everything. I'm still functioning. I'm still taking care of the house. I'm still going to work. I'm still doing what I got to do. It's just my mind is cooling to figure out what the hell is really wrong. And I tell her all the time, once I figure it out, I'll sit down and talk to you.
Exactly.
I can't explain it to you until I fix it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I don't need your help, sis, because she writing bad stuff.
So let me just throw sis. Let me throw wifey comment in real quick. She says, no, if you have the right one, there shouldn't be an issue. How can one person understand if you don't communicate? Harboring feelings does not help the situation, makes it worse. If we in this together, when you hurt, I hurt. That's how it is. Now, let me respond to this before you.
Go ahead.
Because this is something that she needs to understand from my perspective as my future wife and as a perspective of being your sister-in-law. We don't harbor these feelings. These feelings are dealt with. It's just that we don't want you to get affected by how we feel. Because in the moment, you might think we saying fuck this, but we're not saying fuck this. I'm saying that I need to deal with this on my own internally before I tell you how I feel. Because in the midst of me dealing with it, I'm going to say some things that you might not like, and it might hurt you. Whereas if I process it, I'm going to tell you something that is a well thought out situation. You don't want the raw. You want it filtered. Because the raw is going to hurt your feelings. Because it has nothing to do with you most of the time. It's just how I feel.
Word. I mean, you can't sit here and be like, oh, I washed this shirt and I'm giving it to you and it's wrinkled. You want it
pressed. Exactly.
If I'm giving it to you half-assed, you still going to be like, you lying.
Exactly.
No. But once I get everything situated and I get it straight, yeah, I'm going to bring it to you. Of course, you're the first person I'm going to bring it to.
Exactly.
Because you're the one that got to see me going through it. You know what I mean? You see my emotions are different. You see my movement is different. But at the same time, everything is still getting taken care of. But instead of me saying like, oh, after dinner, I'm going to watch the game. I'm going to go get in the shower and go get in the bed.
Exactly.
Like, oh, something wrong.
And another thing, I want to point out to people when we talking about this, people that's going to watch this and not understand what I'm saying. So, like, me and my brother, we grew up in a home with two parents that loved each other, worked hard, did what they had to do. Our parents talked to us about emotions, while our mother did. But my father, when he was going through stuff, he would tell us like, yo, I ain't feeling this. I ain't feeling that. It wasn't no hiding that. He would tell you he ain't feeling you. He would tell you why he mad at you. He would tell you why he's disappointed in you. And that's why me, as a grown man now, I can tell you all this, but I know I have to process it first. I'm not going to tell you it raw. He gave it to us raw. It's like, nigga, I'm going to skin your back. That's how raw it was. Whereas I don't want to give it to you raw because I know it's gonna hurt you. It didn't hurt me when he told us raw. It just made me feel like, that's how you. I understand. That's how you feel, and this is what you expect of me. Cool. Say less. If I give it to you like that, I know people can't handle that because I've done it before. I've gave it to people raw before and they couldn't handle it. That's the difference. We grew up in the rawness. Y'all didn't. Whoever I'm dealing with, I know you didn't grow up in the same rawness that I did, so it's not going to be felt the same.
Yeah.
It's always going to be misunderstood.
When you say that, it's just, I'm going to give you an example of just that right there, just what you just said, and it's going to be real quick. You know the friends that I grew up with.
Word.
You know all of them. We still keep in contact. Hey, what up? How you? Keep it smoking. Now, I got a phone call the week before last. Oh, yo, you know, such got a BMW. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, word, that's what's up. You know, if you doing good, you my man, yo, hats off to you. I don't care what you doing, how you doing, as long as you take care of you. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm fine with that.
Word.
Oh, nah, bro, but I'm just saying, like, you got BMW. I'm like, no, at the end of the day, like, what does it matter to you? Like, you got whatever you got because you decided to get it. I said, at the end of the day, let me tell you what this is about. when I told him, that particular person, I ain't gonna say their name on here, but you probably got a clue who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I already knew it was when you said what you said. I already knew it was.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I said, at the end of the day, this man, he go to work, he do what he do, and he take care of home. After that, whatever he does, whatever he do, is what it is. You wild and you don't understand. I'm giving it to you straight facts. I talk to homeboy every other day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting up, going to work. I'm already there. All right, say less. I'm gonna holler at you later. Yo, wake me up, call me, or the next night, yo, call me in the morning when you're on your way to work, so you getting me up. All right, cool. You my man. I could do that.
Right.
But I'm not responsible for that. But I'm, like you said, giving it to you raw. Like I'm telling homeboy, like, yo, you my man. Why are you jealous of the next one?
Exactly.
Like, yo, whatever you have is what you was blessed with. Whatever your coins got you, that's what you got.
Exactly.
Like,
As long as the lights on, the bills get paid.
Right. Me personally, I can't sit here and be like, yo, I'm jumping out the water, go get me a BMW. I can't do it.
Yeah, word.
I'm not doing it.
I'm gonna keep it a
I
whole.
think they nice cars.
Exactly.
But I'm not doing it.
I'm gonna keep it a whole buck. Another one time for the one times quote. Listen, man, if you doing you, that's what's up. I ain't never gonna hate on no man. I'm never jealous of no other man. I'm breathing on this earth. I'm getting to see my kid every day. That's all I care about. Understand this. This is gonna be a very controversial statement that I say. And to the person, I know you're gonna watch this when you see it, cause you are a family. Keep doing you, man. They're proud of you. You're doing what you gotta do. But stop hanging around these suck ass niggas. Cause these suck ass niggas is really suck ass niggas. I'm gonna keep it real with you. The nigga that you idolize to be your homie, that nigga's a bitch made nigga. And I have to say that, and I don't care. Nigga, you could record it, you could watch it, see it, my nigga. You know how I get down, my nigga. It's no disrespect. It's just whatever it is what it is. That's just my personal perspective. I love that dude. That's my family. But stop hanging around the people you hanging around, cause they ain't influencing you the proper way. They really not. They just with you because the name and what go along with your name. But peace and positivity to you, my family, because I know that's what you trying to strive to be in a better place. My brother went out. I don't know what happened. he probably hit the wrong button and got exited out. But so wifey said, women were put here to be nurturing, not just to our children, but to our men. When God made Adam, he took a rib from him to make a female, which is Eve, and we were put to be submissive to our husbands. That is why we were made to be one by God. Understandable, babe. I don't personally don't want you to be submissive in that way. I appreciate you in every aspect and dynamic that you are to me. I don't need you to be submissive to me. As long as we have communication and understanding like we've been having, I am happy with you. That's just my personal opinion on it. A lot of people probably would agree with you with the submissive part, but submissive to me is I don't need you to be submissive. I don't need you to obey everything I say. I just want us to have a clear line of communication and understanding that we have each other's backs. That's the bigger issue to me. You know what I'm saying? Is Don still in here? Don still in here? Let me see Don. Let me see Don there. Hold up, Don. I'm trying to get you on here. Trying to get Don in the building now. So yeah, just so everybody can know, before I put Don in here, for everybody that needs to understand or needs to know anything, this podcast is for the people. So I will put anybody I want on the live only because I want everybody to get their views and perspectives. It's like a radio show. You can call in, we can talk about whatever, and we can keep it real. Oh snap. Okay. Oh, so just a heads up, and my brother's phone died, so that's why he got out. He had to charge it. Alright, Don, what's good, baby?
What's going on, man?
Chilling, fam. How was the show, B?
It was pretty good. It was pretty lit. It's up on Facebook. I think I follow you on Facebook. We'll figure something out. If not, I'll send you the link on here. But yeah, man, it was pretty good. I had all the Newark heavy hitters was out there tonight, so it was definitely a fun experience to watch. And now that I'm a part of it, it was a whole different feel. So it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good.
That's what's up. Proud of you, man. You out here grinding, man. I seen you over the weekend. You had the poetry post and everything. You be getting it in, brother. I salute to you, my brother. You be getting it in.
I appreciate it. Always.
For y'all that don't understand,
I'm gonna bring you out to one of these events. You know I'm gonna get you out to one of these events.
I know. I got it.
You got the words.
I owe you.
Come on out.
I owe you one. I owe you one for real. Wifey said, Don, that poetry bomb. You need to tell your cousins stop hiding his time. Oh, she talking about me. She said, she added. So for the people who don't know, Don is a poet at heart. He got the ill crazy lines. This is how much he grinds. He's in the car right now driving. So if you listen on YouTube, you can't see the Instagram. He's driving from the podcast, and he hopped on with me. And he always show love, so I always show love to him. That's always gonna be my boy. Rest in peace to the homie Rod, because that's the OG, man. That's my boy. Me and Don used to work with him at Optimum. Ron had the crazy socks. Ron used to stay trying to get me to come out to do some poetry slams. And to this day, I ain't gonna hold no lies. It's real. I can always keep it real with y'all. I regret not going out when I had the time, because my boy definitely always wanted. He just wanted to show love. Rod used to have me drinking Henny on the job. Like we drinking Henny shots on the job on a Friday night, because we stuck in the building and we get off at 10. He like, yo, pull up, bro, real quick. But
all the managers leave. It's just us. We answering the stupid phone calls. Hey, man.
Exactly.
Take a sip.
Take a sip. This last hour gonna be a good hour. And sure enough, the last hour we just be sitting at the desk. Nobody really be calling in. We be dodging calls just so we could get out on time.
Yeah, man.
That was a good dude. He gelled us all together, even though we was already, gelling. He gelled us all together perfectly, because he was like the uncle. You know what I'm saying? Rob was like the uncle that everybody had in their family. He kept the family together. So in his absence, in the physical, I know his spiritual is around whenever we all get together or whenever we vibe at any time. That's another reason why I always, keep the door open to the homies, especially Don, because that's just my dude. We have our conversations, we bug out. It's always love. Definitely go support him. Don Krypton on Instagram. If you see him on my page, definitely go check him out. On Facebook, it's the same exact name, Don Krypton. You can see his poetry, see his videos. Not YouTube, my bad. You can check it on Instagram though. Check the post.
I'm on YouTube too.
You on YouTube too? All right, you got the link in your bio.
Yeah, it should be all there. Yep.
All right, so the link in the bio on his Instagram too. Check it out. I'm telling you.
Yep.
He be at mad events, show love. So, man, I don't know, man. It's crazy. What was the topics on the podcast?
Oh no, it was a poetry thing. It
was just the poetry joint that they was recording?
Yeah.
Oh, you had a whole poetry weekend then?
Yeah, man. Just pretty much on the. Well, I think they use a StreamShare or something different. It's not Zoom exactly, but it's something different.
Gotcha.
Where. Yeah, they're recording that. They're putting that on Facebook Live, but everybody who's in there is people who's gonna be performing. So.
Got you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. You gotta bring that vibe back, man. Poetry slams and comedy jams, man. We gotta bring that joint back.
Absolutely.
Keep it lit.
Absolutely.
Because it's definitely needed in these times. So earlier, when I first started the podcast, I had hit everybody with the I didn't even watch the vice presidential debate, because I already knew what that was gonna be about. Like,
Yep.
that was Shaq in the post on the little homie. Like, that was too easy.
Yeah.
Another part of it, one of the questions of the day, I don't think you answered it, but it was a would you rather have the dream job or the perfect spouse?
Okay, yeah, I did answer that. I answered dream job because, to be honest, at least in my opinion, I would rather do what I love over, doing something that I hate, even though I have someone. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. I would rather do what I love alone than do what I hate with someone that I love, because it causes conflict.
Exactly.
I kind of went through something like that recently. You know, I had somebody who was in my corner, but I was just so jacked up in the head with my job. Things happened, and we ended up going our separate ways. But things happen. It sucks a lot because that, if you don't have joy in what you do, that takes away from everything.
Got you.
Takes away from everything. So it's a little rough. I mean, having a good spouse, a good partner, alleviates some of that. But if you do something that you love, you're gonna meet people that also do what you love, and that's because you all have the same thing in common and you love the same thing. So
universal connection.
Exactly.
So it's like the cause and effect.
That's I'm kind of getting into that point with this poetry thing. It's a little fun. I'm meeting all these new people, all who love the same things, do the same things, and it's it's interesting because now that I'm doing something that I like, a lot more fun. I'm meeting a lot more people, and it's it's great. And I'm doing my IT thing. I'm doing actual IT work, getting decently paid for it, and it's like hey. This is what I wanted. This is what I needed like a year and a half ago.
Exactly.
So
I think.
Yeah, I mean.
No, I was saying because a lot of people I think got the question confused when they felt like you couldn't have both. And I was just trying to say, what would you? My thing was, what would you prefer? That's how I felt about the question. Like, you could end up having the perfect spouse because if you have the dream job, sometimes people in the same field. It's just like doctors and nurses hooking up. It's like y'all have an understanding. Y'all in the same field. Y'all know the trauma. Y'all know what y'all gonna go through. Y'all know the days and the scheduling. So it's easier for you to be like, hey, I'm a doctor now. I'm dating a nurse, and we have an understanding that our schedules is hectic, but we still love each other. We're going to make time for each other. Whereas it's like, hey, I do IT, but my wife does nursing, and we have two separate schedules, barely see each other, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Some people have missed that concept too. For real. So wifey said that's the trials and tribulations. If they can't handle it when you're going through it, it's not meant to be. Understandable, for real. It's all encompassed. It's all encompassed. Wifey be dropping the gems. Whenever she get a chance, she's gonna sit on here on this podcast and blow me out the water. I just want people to understand that because she be dropping the gems on everybody who been on tonight. She dropping the gem on them like, hey, I'm hitting you. It's raining gems. But yeah, man, that's something I felt like a lot of people. Both those two topics got the most responses because a lot of people was trying to be like, definitely more for the dream job naturally, because I think they saw the concept of like dream job equals eventually we'll get somewhere. The breadwinners one was one that was kind of like it hit a few chords. So I said, if should the breadwinner be able to do whatever they want in a relationship except for cheating?
Except cheating.
Yeah. Talk about
I'm gonna say this. I'm just gonna say kind of in the same vein as pretty much what the wife was saying. If you're a breadwinner, the other person is meant to be a compliment to you.
Right.
And that's how they're saying is just in the most basic form. The man is supposed to go out, hunt, get the food, bring it back home. And the woman takes care of the other side, but as a compliment, not as beating somebody down, not as this is what you're supposed to do, you do it. No, it's a balance. There's a circle of things that need to be taken care of. If he takes care of one half, you take care of the other. If he's lacking in something, you cover it up. If you're lacking in something, he'll cover it up. It's supposed to be complementary to each other. Yes, woman is physically inferior to the man, but only in body and self. Mine, they're a lot stronger because they have a lot more to deal with.
Exactly.
Physically as well as mentally and dealing with children and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're meant to be a compliment to us. They're meant to be someone who works with us, fills our gaps, and everything works smoothly if we're working together. That's how it's supposed to be.
Exactly. This is how I break it down for people who, especially dudes that be getting mad about when I say stuff like this. Yes, a female is, in a sense, physically to a degree, less stronger than a man. But they can endure more than a man in the mental and spiritual realm, because mentally they have to prepare their bodies for another human to come out of their bodies. I don't know no dudes that could do that. Most dudes can't even take a bullet, so they like, hey, I'm not even trying to take a paintball. I don't want nothing hitting my skin or body. They have whole humans coming out of their body. So to be able to mentally prepare yourself for something like that and be willing to do it for somebody, that, because it's one of the most unselfish acts in life is to give life, because you can almost lose your life giving life. So when it comes to the female aspect of it, like, hey, yeah, I might make more money than you. You're my wife, girlfriend, whatever the case may be. I'm still not going to disrespect you in the same vein. I'm going to give you the respect of saying, hey, I'm doing this, that, and the third. I'll be back soon. I'm not going to just say, yo, leave me alone. I'm out. I'm going to try to be respectful as I can be when I tell you I'm leaving. I might not tell you specifics, but I'll tell you, hey, I'll be back in a few. I'll do this. I'll do that. Or, hey, I'll text you while I'm out so you can know that I'm good. Whatever the case may be, as long as it's a respect given, I feel like that's cool. Most dudes probably don't feel that way, but it is what it is.
Right. That's an interesting thing. You know, I was raised Christian and everything like that. So,
yeah.
You know, just thinking of that scripture where it says that, you know, a man must continue to love his wife while a wife must continue to respect her husband. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, that wording is very specific. You know what I'm saying?
Specific as hell.
You know, they both have to. You know, it's very specific. A man can love you but not respect you very, very easily.
Exactly.
You know, that's the problem. And then, no, I'm sorry, it's the other way around. A man will be able to respect a woman, but that love won't always be there. That's what it is.
Preference.
A man will respect you. He won't touch you. He'll leave you alone. He'll let you do what you want to do, but it's not in here.
Exactly.
He doesn't, you know, whether he wants to do it or not. And the woman, she'll love you to death, but when that respect isn't there, it doesn't shine through. It doesn't come through. You know, when her respect, she can love you, but if her respect for you is down here, that relationship's not
never going to work.
You know, it's going to be a problem. So
yeah,
that's just something to think about when you're going through that. You have to respect each other, but the man has to understand he has to continue to show his love for his woman, as well as, you know, the woman making sure that she's showing her respect for her man by doing different things. So
exactly. So another question that came up in the midst of me and my cousin having a conversation on the podcast: do you feel money is the root of all evil, or is it a tool?
No. The love of money, the pursuit of money, that's the root of all kinds of evil. Money itself is a tool.
Yeah.
But if you feel like you do everything to get that tool, that's where you fall down.
Exactly. See, that's what we're doing here, people. You see the perspectives that we get, and you got 3 different perspectives on life in one night, besides my own. This is what we're doing here. We trying to I'm opening the doors for everybody to have a different thought. You know what I'm saying? You done got rules to relationships, rules to how siblings grow up under a good, they feel good mentorship. You got brothers out here discussing their feelings and emotions. You know what I'm saying? We doing poetry, people. Understand that this is you're not gonna get this nowhere else. I'm sorry, just being honest with you. You're not gonna get this collaborative love and understanding, especially if these are all black men, by the way, on this podcast. My cousin, my brother, and basically brother from another mother. You know what I'm saying? I just want y'all to understand, like, what I'm doing here for y'all, for everybody, is I just want us all to have a voice. So in these situations, just like Don just said, it's not the love of money and the pursuit of money it can be a root of all evil. Like wifey said, money is the root of all evil. To her perspective. And then you have my cousin say, you know what I mean, he agrees with her in a sense because he feels like money is a tool too. We all have the same understanding of a concept, even if we have different views. So black people, I'm just trying to tell you, we can have our disagreements as long as it's under the concept that we understand each other. It's amazing. It can be an amazing thing. We can sit down and have a conversation without yelling and screaming and hating each other. let's just understand the concept first. Let's have a view of the concept, give our opinions, sit down and discuss them, so that we could get further. You know what I'm saying? Or you also, wifey says she also says materialistic. That's true too. Yeah, I mean, money can be materialistic as well.
That's exactly what materialistic means. That means you are pursuing this stuff.
Yeah, you're pursuing it.
Once you're trying to get the most important thing to you is the tool. The tool itself is not evil. Money is okay. Money makes the world go around, but you chasing that money around the world is what's gonna get you in trouble.
Exactly. That's why I said I use the analogy basically of, hey, if somebody come to you with a bag of money and say, hey, this you, I mean, appreciate you, look me out, whatever, it's something suspicious with that. But if somebody give you a plan and say, hey, this is how we gonna do this, we're gonna invest in this, invest in that, and in due time the money comes, that's a totally different thing. You know what I'm saying? We work to get this. This was just given to you. We don't know where it came from. We don't know what you had to do to get it. It just was given to you. It's two different perspectives, but one seems more suspicious than the other. One seems very ill-gotten, and the other one seems very validated. Like, pursuit of money can be just like that. It can be validated, or it can be misconstrued. It depends on the perception of the person. Because some people feel like, hey, as long as I got money, I'm good. And some people may feel like, hey, money ain't all that. It is what it is.
Right.
So,
if you do, like I said, if you're doing anything to get the money, it's a problem. Because, you know, you'll cross over people. You know, you cross over people who, you know, you should have been 100 with.
Exactly.
You know, you mess with your own mama.
Yeah,
to get the money, and that's where you got problems.
That's where you're going too far. You're gone too far. That's that part.
You're gone too far.
Hey man, is there anything else you want to get to the people, man?
Let me see. Y'all in Newark, right? Listen, Cryo Cave is opening back up, so I'm with Evolution Culture, so there's gonna be a karaoke night at the Cryo Cave that's on Bloomfield Ave, right next to the Hart Ballroom. Man, come out. They got wines, $5 if you pre-order, 10 at the door. Good stuff. Have some fun with it. Have some fun.
Come out, wear your mask, do what y'all, show love, support.
Social distancing.
Social distancing events can still happen. Make sure y'all get tested for this COVID. Me and wifey got tested again today. Gotta get baby girl an appointment so she could get tested again. Make sure y'all getting tested just for the principle. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all good. We want everybody to be healthy. Shout out to Don for coming through. I appreciate you, brother. Most def.
Thanks for the invite as always.
Always, man. Shout out to Cuzzo, Greg Jr. Shout out, appreciate you for coming through. Shout out my brother El for showing love, coming through. Appreciate you for jumping in. Shout out to wifey for always showing support, commenting. She kicking up. She loved this shit. Hopefully one day she'll sit here with me, have a drink, and we could discuss and infer